Well, shit.
What are y'all doing?
This is awful. I'm Deontay.
I'm Jordan.
And welcome back. And today we have a brand new review for you. We just came back from the movies and seen Deadpool and Wolverine. And we're just going to give you our thoughts and opinions. We will have a spoiler section because we don't feel like making two videos. So we'll just give you our thoughts and opinions in the first half. And we will warn you about spoilers when we get to the spoiler section, which we will discuss cameos, like our favorite cameos. And, some of the, like our favorite parts of the movie. All right. So we'll get into it. We'll make it nice, sweet, and simple for you. So first, I'm going to let Jordan go first because just so I can hear your perspective of someone who hasn't actually seen all of the X-Men movies, whether it be the original X1, 2, and 3, Days Future Past, just all of the old Marvel movies from Blade to Daredevil, Punisher, none of that. She started with the MCU phase of Marvel. So, all right. So we're going to start with Jordan, since she hasn't seen any of the past pre-MCU Marvel movies as far as X1, 2, and 3, none of the Daredevil, Punisher, Blade, any of those movies. We started with the MCU phase. So without having seen any of those movies, how did you enjoy the movie and what did you think about it just without having any of those references?
I did. I liked the movie. I saw Deadpool. Is that part of the MCU?
No, it was actually part of Fox. This movie was Deadpool joining the MCU. Remember, they were separate franchises. This was his introduction into the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
So I saw Deadpool. I knew I liked Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool. I like I don't know if I care for the breaking the wall part, but I like that he's funny. Like he adds some comic to it, just like Tony Stark does. So I already knew that I liked Deadpool. I liked the movie a lot. I think it was easy to follow without having like all of the backstory because I understood what was happening in the movie. Like I don't know the relationship between Deadpool and Wolverine really. Like I don't know why that part was important for them to team up, but I understood everything that was happening in the movie and I thought it was a good movie.
So none of the cameos really hit for you then?
I mean, I know the people, I know the actors, so yeah.
So I guess.
Some of them did from the movies that I've seen. A couple of them did. We'll get into that after though.
Okay, yeah. I know there's one big one that most likely everyone would know, even if you don't have that knowledge. But for me, yeah, all of the cameos hit. Like all of the cameos hit, even the ones I'm so happy that they kept them under wraps. Like nothing got spoiled. Like that was the best part. Like just going, like we gotta get back to that, not knowing what's gonna happen in movies, because that actually made the movie way better. Not knowing when those people popped up on screen, you're like who is it? Who is that coming in? Who? And then you're like, oh shit. So, but we'll get into that, like you said, in the spoiler section of the video about the cameos. But again, I enjoyed the movie. Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool. I will admit that for some reason I just can't get over how overtly sexual it is. Like if I had to complain, which I don't really want to, but I feel like they can leave that stuff. It doesn't add anything to the movie to me. It's not funny anymore, right? It was funny.
It's a little bit of overkill.
And I guess maybe it was for Wolverine to have his moment, in the car when he went off on him and, called him childish and shit. Mm-hmm. Maybe that was for that, but I just feel like they can tone that down. Like we don't need that. That's not funny. Like that's like 14-year-old boy humor. Like I
think that's just how Ryan Reynolds is. Dang, I can't say his name.
No, I get it. That's how he is. But I'm saying, as someone who we 3 movies in, it seemed like everything else is fine. I'm fine with everything else. That though, I just feel like you don't gotta do all that, right? You know what I'm saying? True. Like it's just too much sometimes, you know. And like, so if I had to complain, that would be the only thing I actually will complain about the movie. But other than that, I really respected the fact that they didn't go big MCU, like all of this, you know, extraneous circumstances. Like, this was really a more grounded movie. And by the previews, they made us think that it was going to be like Deadpool fixing the timeline by calling himself Marvel Jesus. We thought he was going to have to make I thought he was going to have to make a sacrifice, you know, and die at the end because he called himself Marvel Jesus. But it actually wasn't that. I think this was like a bait and switch. Like, this was a very grounded. It was kind of both. It was grounded and it had big implications. Like, the villain of the movie wasn't some big bad, you know, future villain, right?
That's true. It wasn't a superhero,
right? And it wasn't someone with superpowers. It was like, that's why I said it was grounded. It wasn't that. And sometimes those movies, and I think it's good since it was the first movie that it was grounded. So overall, the movie was very, very well done. First, second, and third act. They even got a little emotional in it. I wasn't really expecting that going in to the movie. So good job. Like, this was, you know, definitely probably the best Deadpool, even though I love Deadpool 1. I've watched that movie 100 times. Deadpool 2 did kind of take a dip, but this one shot it right back up to me.
I appreciated the music in the movie too. I feel like they did a lot of like old school music, which I don't know. Maybe it was just because they knew the crowd, like they knew that people were going to be coming out who watch all the old movies, so they were like tailoring it to people in your age range, not mine.
But you did know all the songs. I knew none of them. You knew all of them. So
that's because it's like pop music.
And that's one thing I was like, bro, I don't understand none of these. I don't understand none of these songs.
Bro, the fact you don't know Avril Lavigne, everybody knows Avril Lavigne. She's one of those that it don't matter who you are, black, white, Hispanic, Asian. You know, if you were born in the 90s, you know Avril Lavigne. And how dare you?
I thought it was Taylor.
Put some respect on
I thought it was Taylor Swift.
I can't believe you said that.
I thought it was Taylor Swift. Moving on.
Justice for Avril.
Moving on. So now we're gonna get into the spoiler section. We didn't want to take too long on that. We thought the movie was great. Now let's get into the fun part of the spoilers. So if you haven't seen the movie, this is your warning to get the fuck on. All right. Boom. Go ahead.
The cameos.
Cameo. My favorite cameo. Henry fucking Cavill. He
was juiced.
Man, I should see him here looking up. I was like,
You was fangirling.
I was like, Again, the fact that they were doing the things where it's like, okay, this is almost a movie. Everybody wanted Harry Cavill, so we're gonna put kind of like they did with John Krasinski in Multiverse of Madness. Everyone was campaigning for him to be Mr. Fantastic, so they made him Mr. Fantastic. It was perfect. Oh, that cameo was perfect. Second, though, Channing Tatum.
Really? That was your second favorite?
Channing Tatum as Gambit really, really made me want a Gambit movie. It really wanted me because I like Channing Tatum. Like,
I do too. I didn't understand the accent though. Was I supposed to understand the accent?
Well, he's from Louisiana. He's like down south Louisiana boy.
He did a good job at the accent.
That's why you gotta trust me, and you gotta watch X-Men 97. Okay. You will understand it. It's animated. You understand. But yes, that's why I wanted like the accent. He was on point with the accent. That's why I was gonna say Channing Tatum at first, but I can't. Henry Cavill, I can't. But I can't. That's why I said I can't. I said I have.
I'm surprised you put Channing Tatum in front of
Blade.
No, Captain America.
Oh, I'm not a Steve. I don't care about Steve Rogers that much.
I mean, just because he is in the Marvel universe and he was like, what's the word? Like crossing over into X-Men. Because they're about to... He
was already on that side, babe. That's where he started. That's why when...
Oh, yeah. I forgot. That's why... thinking that he was supposed to be Captain America.
Yeah.
So this is why you need to see the other movies ahead of time to understand.
But that was brilliant, though. When we saw him, we thought when Deadpool was like, he's going to say it. I was actually waiting for, I can do this all day. Remember he was saying that when he get beat up and he's like, I can do this. That's what I was waiting for. But Deadpool was waiting for Avengers Assemble, and he was like, flame on, and we was like, what the, like that shit was fire, man. Like
Even for me, who hasn't seen the movie, like I understood that it wasn't who they were expecting him to be.
Right. So who was your favorite cameo? If you have one.
I think I would have to go with Blade, and I don't even know the movies, but just because I was not expecting that. You were not
expecting to see Wesley Snipes. Me either. And then he actually threw a line in there when he was like, I'm the only Blade, because right now the Blade movie is in shambles. Like they've gone through I think 3 directors or 2 directors. They're like, hey, we're gonna do it, and they get out there like, I quit. 2 of them. So maybe he was like throwing a jab at them at that, because remember, this movie got paused for reshoot. I mean, for the strike. So then they had to go back and finish writing it, and all of that stuff has happened since then. I think.
Was he supposed to be in the new movie, or was it going to be different?
It's out. They cast it. I think it's Herschel Ali. I forgot his name.
Oh yeah, you did say that.
Yeah, that he's supposed to be the new Blade, and they've already teased it in the Marvels. So they already, so they already got their movie in there. They already got that shit done. I think they didn't ask him to be a part of it, so that's probably why they threw that jab at it. I think that has something to do with it, because I remember reading something like that. But he
was the one that I got most excited for, just because it was unexpected out of all.
Yeah, because remember we had watched that video, and it was like, you don't need to watch all these other, because said they're not going to come into play, and then they're like, you lie, you didn't know shit. That would the cameos, and they didn't overdo it. I didn't feel like it was they were it was never too much for me. Yeah. Sometimes the cameos get out of line, all right, bro, they just putting people in here for no reason, and they didn't
add to the plot of this movie.
Right. So they were all put there strategically, and I enjoyed all the cameos. I enjoyed I can't wait to watch a breakdown of all the things that I wasn't, paying attention to, like all of the little the buildings that they passed. I know I seen a couple of Thanos's piece of his ship was in there at one point. We've seen the Fox logos, all of these things, and it was just it was a big fun movie to say, all right, all this shit is dead, we moving forward, and this is, and Wolverine and Deadpool together, that deserves a trilogy on its own. Just that buddy cop team up shit. I liked it. I don't know. They did their thing. I'm not mad at this movie at all, and I can't wait for it to come out on streaming.
I'll definitely watch it again, because there's stuff like you said that I know I missed.
The opening with the Backstreet Boys, that shit, where'd that come from? What
I think, like I said, it's just because they're tailoring to that age group. That was something that was very popular to everybody.
And he was doing a dance. I'm pretty sure that's their routine.
The actual choreography.
I'm pretty sure that's the regular.
Yeah, that's why when he was doing it, and I went like that.
Yeah, you was doing that. I was like, bro, you doing a whole number right here. All of and then those are callbacks from the first movie, because he did that in the first movie when we opened. He's already in the middle of his story, and then it's wait, let me take you back to see how we got here, and then we go back, and then we eventually catch up to where we are in the movie, and then the movie,
and then it keeps going
from there. That shit, that's where the fire part come in there. So good job, man.
It did confuse me at first, because I didn't understand how he kept switching whatever that thing was that he kept going through.
That come from Loki. That's they time doors. They just jump through, or not time doors, but I guess they jump through reality. I forgot what they was called. Temporal paths or whatever shit. I forgot the name for it. But
so it took me a minute to realize that he went through one of those to get from the party to that scene in the snow, because I'm that couldn't have happened right after, but it was because he jumped through.
Yeah. And that, speaking of, they made sure to let us know we're not gonna touch Logan's death in Deadpool and Wolverine, and that was literally the first thing they did. The first thing they did.
Not dead.
The first thing they did was go right after Logan. I just thought that movie. I thought they added some weight to Logan that we, we hadn't seen, and again, that wasn't our Logan, but they made at least me feel like he redeemed our Logan. And but it wasn't our Logan. So his journey, even with X.23 coming back, when she was he was I'm the wrong one for the job, and she was yeah, so was the other guy. And I thought that was great. So even though I like X.23 and Logan was good, her cameo really kind of didn't I guess because I saw it already. I knew it was coming because she was in the final. Now see, that's something that I wish they would have kept. I wish they would have kept because she was in the final trailer, so I knew she was going to be in the movie. So when she was walking in, you saw the final trailer, you kind of know, right?
You already know
You kind of knew who's going to be, right?
Yeah.
If they would have kept that under wraps, I think that would have hit even more. It wouldn't have changed my order, but it would have hit a little bit more.
I think they had enough heavy hitters though. They just gave y'all one.
Yeah, they did have and everybody. I was really hoping that was going to be Daniel Radcliffe. I was hoping that in the white suit. I was really hoping that was going to be Daniel Radcliffe. That would have made the movie a 10 out of 10. I can only give it a 9 out of 10 since they didn't put Daniel Radcliffe.
That's crazy.
Why? What would you gonna give it? What are you gonna give it?
I was gonna give it a 9.5, but not just because of one little there's no reason why. There's no like specific person reason why.
Well, that's because you didn't you weren't. I had expectations, right?
Yeah.
I was led astray. I was watching some theory videos, and they got me. They was like, this may be Daniel Radcliffe. He's a little short. They compared to Wolverine, and also they had that one Wolverine that was real short, and he was like a comic book accurate version. The real Wolverine is that short. That's why he said comic book accurate, because the real one is like that small. So that's why it was. They were just hitting it on all the little details in this movie.
What'd you think about all the Deadpools?
Well, I'm glad you brought that up. So the Deadpools and the multiverse, because we'll tackle that because that was kind of the same thing. He was like, man, this multiverse shit is done with, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I disagree. I like all this multiverse shit. Give me all the Deadpools of all the universes. Give me all the Wolverines. Give me all the universes. Give me everything. Lady Pool. You ain't like Lady Pool?
She was all right.
She was all right. She was all right.
She was okay, but I definitely agree. I could do without the multiverse.
Why though? You just want one?
Yes, it would be way easier to follow.
Well, I think that's because you haven't seen or read the other versions. It's like, yeah, this Deadpool is nice, but Lady Deadpool has her own great story to follow. So I would like to see that in some way. Kidpool has his own great.
I bet they do. I bet they do.
How did you feel about the Deadpool thing?
I mean, I guess they play into his whole character because they were there for action and they were there to fight. But then as soon as Peter showed up, they were all distracted, and then they were our Deadpool and Wolverine were able to go in and do what they needed to do. So I think they were very spot on to his type, his personality.
I think they were literally action scene fodder. That's all they were. They were there for that action scene. And again, speaking of action scenes, the fight that they had, when it's they've been waiting a long time for that. They had
in the car.
No, but one before that. That's why I was gonna bring up the first one when he was like, "Look, they've been waiting for this for so long," and he was like, "Let's fucking go!" And I was like, "Oh, they that fight scene." They were fighting the whole movie. They were fighting the whole movie, but the car scene, I actually think that was an overt way of saying car sex.
Yeah, because he even said it. The Odyssey. What did he say about the Odyssey? Because at first he was saying the Odyssey sucks, but then he was he said something about he used the word fuck.
Oh, yeah, he did say fuck, but they were rocking in there, and then it was they fell asleep in the car. Yeah. That scene was an overt way of car sex, but it was they were fighting their asses off. They were fighting ass, and I like that Logan got in Deadpool ass. Bro, you ain't get. Yeah, pause. Well, they were doing that all through the movie, so it don't really matter. But bro, you ain't got to do all that. You playing too fucking much. Yeah. You are playing too much. It's time to get serious, and you are not gonna save shit. And that fight scene in the car, I don't know which one I like more, the first one, because it was all right, bro, let's go. We've been waiting on this for so long, or the one in the car.
The car was way more gory,
and it was way more creative with the way they were fighting. How you know what I'm saying, he was using the seatbelt and threw him in the air, and it was so creative with the way they were fighting. In the end fighting scene with all the Deadpools. I actually want to see. I want all of them to come back. I'm sorry, even Baby Pool. I want them all to come back. And I don't. One thing I don't want to come back. Get that ugly ass dog out of these movies. I never want to see that dog again.
That's so mean. I was gonna say, well, you're not gonna see all the Deadpools because Nice Pool got his ass.
Oh yeah, Nice Pool. Oh, like
it's like regeneration. What do you mean?
He was like, "How the fuck I'm not supposed to know they have?" But that was a great gag because I assumed our Deadpool was special and he was the only one that could do that. So when they were killing him, I thought that was it, and then they all started to regenerate. It was like, okay, well maybe they all can regenerate. I was like, oh,
when they first panned over to Baby Pool, though, I was like, I know they not about to kill this baby.
Yeah,
I know they not.
I thought they were too, and I was gonna be there for it. You know me. You kill a kid in a movie, that means you're not fucking around, and I can respect it.
No, thank you.
Oh, but you said you're gonna give it a 9.5 out of 10?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm gonna stick with my 9. Actually, you know what? I take that back. Since they put Henry Cavill in that movie, I'm going full 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10?
Full 10 out of 10. Now, that doesn't mean it was perfect. No. However, you don't have to have a 10 out of 10 to be perfect, in my opinion.
It's just the way it makes you feel.
It's the way exactly the way I felt out of this movie. I was happy. I was entertained. I was sad. I was happy that Logan got his redemption. The story made sense. I didn't feel like it was dumb. I didn't feel like I wasted my time. No point of the movie felt like it was, dragging on or any of this stuff. Perfect for me. I enjoyed it. Now, all 10 out of 10s aren't created equal. I want to make that very clear. All 10 out of 10s aren't created equal. This was
like a lighthearted, like
a fun 10 out of 10.
Surface level.
Yeah, like a fun 10 out of 10. Like, don't go in expecting to get anything deep. I don't think they really gave us any future Marvel, plans. Even the end credit scene didn't really lead us into any future events, and that's okay.
I was just about to say, I was literally about to say that it didn't give us anything like a cliffhanger to leave us like what's next, but I'm still excited to see like whatever they come out with next. Right. I still want to go see it.
And I'm happy that like whatever comes out, I'm gonna be fine with it. You didn't set me up for anything. You didn't. Exactly. I don't have expectations. Anything.
It was like a well-rounded, like it all encompassed. It all came together in this one movie.
And they did what they wanted to do, and I think the whole point was to introduce Deadpool into the MCU, and to bridge that gap. To bridge that gap, and they succeeded. So I enjoyed it.
Guess we going 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. So that's our review of Deadpool and Wolverine, or aka Deadpool 3. Let us know what you think in the comments, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. I forgot.
Bye, y'all.